9 hikers cut their way out of their only shelter and ran barefoot into a blizzard. Then something impossible killed them. In the winter of 1959, a team of Russia's most experienced hikers set out on a trek across the Ural Mountains. They never returned. When a search party finally reached their last known campsite on a slope called Kholat Syakhl, the Dead Mountain, they found a scene of profound and chilling terror. The hikers' tent was abandoned, partially buried in snow, and had been violently slashed open from the inside. All of their winter coats, boots, and survival gear were still inside, neatly arranged. A plate of sliced meat sat uneaten. Leading away from the tent was a single trail of footprints, belonging to 9 people who had fled into the -22-degree wilderness barefoot or wearing only socks. 1.5 kilometers away, at the edge of a forest, the first 2 bodies were found. Lying next to the embers of a pathetic fire, they were dressed only in their underwear. Above them, the branches of a huge cedar tree were snapped 5 meters high, with shreds of human skin embedded in the bark. The group's leader, Igor Dyatlov, and 2 others were found frozen solid in the snow between the tree and the camp, their bodies angled uphill, as if they had been making a desperate, final attempt to get back to the tent. The cause of death for these first 5 was simple: they froze, but it was what they found 2 months later that turned the tragedy into an enduring horror. Buried under 13 feet of snow in a forest ravine, the last 4 hikers were discovered, but their bodies told a different, far more violent story. One had a massive fatal skull fracture. 2 others had catastrophic chest injuries. The force required to inflict them, according to the medical examiner, was equivalent to being hit by a car. Yet, bizarrely, their bodies had no external wounds, no bruises or soft tissue damage. It was as if they had been crushed by an immense, invisible pressure. Later on, their clothes were also found to be radioactive. And then there was the final, grotesque detail. One of the women was found with her tongue and eyeballs missing. The official investigation was closed after just 3 months. It concluded the hikers died from an unknown, compelling natural force. The files were sealed. Years later, the lead investigator confessed he was ordered by high-ranking officials to ignore reports from other witnesses that night. Reports of strange orange spheres of light seen in the sky all around Dead Mountain. The only photo recovered from a camera of one of the dead hikers is believed to be an attempt to capture these spheres on film, the infamous frame 34. To this day, no one knows what happened. No theory, not an avalanche, not a military test, not an animal attack, can account for all the evidence. What could cause a team of hardened professionals to slash their way out of their only shelter and flee into a fatal blizzard? What unknown force crushed them with such impossible strength? And what terror did they witness that was worse than freezing to death on the silent, empty slopes of Dead Mountain?